thank Dr. Boulder for that awesome speech. I'd just like to take a moment to acknowledge East for putting on this amazing platform. And I'd like to thank Dr. Dennis and members of the selection committee for deeming my essay worthy of this platform. There's a few mentors that I need to thank, and a lot of them are here today. So I'd just like to thank Dr. Christmas, Dr. Miles, Dr. Cunningham, Dr. Ross, Dr. Sachdev, Singh, Dr. Lauer, and Dr. Evans for all that you have done to get me to this point so far. And then the most important person for me to thank is going to be my mom, who's sitting right here in the second row. Mom, can you stand up real quick? Just to be clear, 95% of the time she drives me nuts. But 100% of the time I love her, and without her, I would not be on this stage. So the title of my essay is Out of Blood. A fresh intern in the trauma ICU, I forced my eyes open to keep them dry. A nurse asked me a question, but I did not look at her. I stared directly ahead at my patient's mother in room 603. She had fallen to her knees and slowly crawled into her son's bed. 24 hours ago, she watched him walk across the stage at his college graduation. Tonight, the Life Share team asked her if she wanted to donate his organs so that he could live on. I held my eyes open because I intimately knew what she had lost. In 1995, a convenience store robber fired a bullet that ripped through my dad's chest when I was 10 years old. In the emergency department, my dad's pierced heart stopped beating. He was over an hour away from the closest trauma surgeon or center, or he may have had a chance. They either did not know how or did not feel compelled to perform resuscitative thoracotomy. That cold November evening, when the doctor told my mother that my father had died, I was standing outside the room. The distinct, vivid, agonizing sound she made has stayed with me. It echoes in my mind, even as I say these words. For the majority of people, one's profession is separate from one's identity. But for me, they are the same. Explaining why I want to be a trauma surgeon is to explain who I am. That jolting transition between life and death that I witnessed is the single most defining moment in my life, and the driving force behind my desire to be a trauma surgeon. But it was in the aftermath of this tragedy that my mother instilled in me the determination to achieve this goal. 6 months after my father's death, I watched my mom scrub his blood off the tiles where he had come to rest. For the next decade, she worked tirelessly in that very same spot with no education to raise my sisters and me. Eventually, I came to accept that she was alone because doctors could not save my father. She was unable to provide me a car or a college savings fund. But working 7 days a week as a single mother, she gave me the greatest gift of all, an opportunity. That very opportunity is the promise that I recognize within my story. It is the main reason for my success thus far. I was born to a family lucky enough to have escaped the first Gulf War, fortunate enough to settle in a country that has provided me a chance to study medicine, and privileged enough to have a mother who taught me to believe in something that money cannot buy, that I can aspire to make a difference. After all these years, my father was murdered is a phrase that I can recite almost matter-of-factly. But the truth is, most people do not often see behind the mask. Most people are unaware of the emptiness I felt as a boy, watching my best friend wrestle with his father. I later shed fatherly tears as my voice cracked while speaking at my sister's wedding. I was her surrogate dad, filling in for a father that I too had lost. In trauma, we know it is not only that life that we labor to save, but those moments that we aim to protect. Now, as the senior resident and trauma chief on my service, I experience daily how the trauma bay is the intersection of all of these past and potential future moments. At the end of that stretcher is where I will stand for the rest of my life. The practice of this profession requires us to confront the worst of situations. Through disciplined resolve, we, as trauma surgeons, act within a golden hour of opportunity to achieve the best possible outcome. Having worked alongside physicians and surgeons on the Turkish-Syrian border at the height of the Syrian refugee crisis and in rural Guatemala, prior to residency, I have no illusion about the magnitude of disparities in surgical care access. However, I've also witnessed the magnificent impact a trauma and acute care surgeon can make in these dire straits. After completing trauma fellowship, I will pursue positions on the front lines of international conflict zones or in domestic natural disaster areas. I will live who I am by seeking to serve people who, through no fault of their own, have found themselves yearning for normalcy in the aftermath of trauma. Driving home from the convenience store one night prior to his murder, my father told me something I will never forget. He said, "Any good man will want no other man to be better than him except his son." Who I am was born out of the blood spilled that day in November of 1995. I will be a trauma surgeon who has experienced the firsthand cost of what we do and who believes the price is too high for loved ones to pay. Because of my family's loss, I was able to peer deeply into the eyes of my patient's mother in 603 when I told her that her son had died. I held her up as I witnessed all of her fall apart in my arms. And because I was once told to be better than the best man I've ever known, one day I'll be a trauma surgeon. Thank you.